Music me! Our Super Bowl preview extravaganza. And music me! Josh Allen over Lamar Jackson for MVP. You see, you need some deep cuts sometimes, right? Deep cuts for the intriguing storyline. This is my favorite from NFL Films, by the way. I listen to that when I go to the gym.
Is this our last extravaganza until NBA All-Star?
Until the next, yes. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Super Bowl? Licks. We're calling it Super Bowl licks, are we? Right? Who's with me? The wait nearly over. This is our last show before the game. Let's get our licks in. Put it all out on the field. Don't leave anything up to officiating, National Panel. Rapid fire, around the horn. Most important player comes Sunday. Tim Calishaw, around the horn to you.
Good place to start, Tony. At the risk of sounding old and out of touch, which would really be uncharacteristic for me, you got to go with the running back. You got to go with Saquon Barkley. Now, that sounds like something we said when it was Larry Zonka against the Vikings. Super Bowl VIII, a game I was at, Rice Stadium. I was in the stands, college student.
He was there.
But Saquon Barkley, I was there. Saquon Barkley is such a difference maker. Look how he started the game against the Rams. Look how he started the game against the Commanders. He's playing the Chiefs. I recognize it. A much better defense. But they got enough passing worries to deal with the Chiefs receivers and tight end. The Saquon Barkley is going to have a big day. There's no way around it. And it's something that Kareem Hunt and Pacheco and whoever else they throw out is not going to be able to match. And that's a huge edge.
Saquon Barkley is Calishaw's most important player. Clinton Yates, most important player Sunday.
It's got to be Jalen Hurts for me, not just from a football standpoint, but also from a larger standpoint. This is his moment as a guy in this league. But specifically, that offensive line has been tremendous, but he still personally takes way too many sacks in my personal opinion. What he's going to be able to do, not just with his legs, but with his arm, is going to be vital to the Eagles having any success. Of course, they're going to be able to try to pace themselves with the run game. That's how they play. But in order to beat the Chiefs, get over that hump, he's going to have to use that arm. And he mentioned his straitjacket that had been let out by Nick Sirianni. We'll see if that actually works when it comes to this game in New Orleans.
A vote for the quarterback of the Eagles. That's two Eagles now, most important player. Courtney Cronin, around the horn to you, most important player.
I'm also going with Jalen Hurts. They need another efficiency game from him in the passing game like they got against Washington 2 weeks ago. To see how he was able to ignite that passing attack. When Saquon Barkley was doing all the damage on the ground, and so was Jalen Hurts, we know that the Chiefs are going to try to sell out to slow Saquon Barkley down. Getting Jalen Hurts going through the air is the key to this victory with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, whoever they want to throw the ball to. But on a bigger level here, we know that Spags likes to throw a lot of disguises out, a lot of exotic blitzes, probably the most that Jalen Hurts will have seen this year. He's gotten so much better against the blitz. He's gotten so much better at not turning the ball over. And remember, the kryptonite for every team facing the Philadelphia Eagles is that tush-push. 2 years ago when they were in the same spot playing Kansas City in the Super Bowl, they scored twice with it. With Jalen
and Hurts had 3 touchdowns in that game. So that's 3 Eagles now for most important player, 2 for Hurts. It's almost like it's on a tee here for you, Harry Lyles Jr., most important player on Sunday.
Tony, it's Patrick Mahomes.
What a novel idea. How does he do it?
And that might seem like the most obvious answer, but as my 3 panelists mentioned, a lot of the things that the Eagles are great at, the Chiefs' defense is going to have to stop. And you have to hope for that to happen. That's how we've been talking about this game for the last 2 weeks. What can the Chiefs defense do to slow down this Eagles offense? If they do it to Saquon, can Jalen Hurts beat them with his arm? They've got great receivers. We know all that. You know who's not playing defense? Patrick Mahomes. You don't want him to play defense because he's the best quarterback in the NFL and the best quarterback that I've ever seen in my lifetime. If he is the quarterback that most of us think that he is going to have to be that player on Sunday if they are going to win this football game.
All right, somebody had the nerve, the gall to select Patrick Mahomes as the most important player Sunday. Well, let's keep this pace going. Most important unit Sunday. Highest rank of any of the units is Philly's defense. And you know the axiom, defense wins championships. That is more true than untrue. The better-ranked defense has won 39 of the 58 Super Bowls. So, Tim Calishaw, back around the horn to you. Yes. Most important unit Sunday.
Clinton Yates touched on this personally in his personal answer personally when he was talking in this first time. But it's the Eagles' offensive line. They are maybe the best unit in the league, but they got to deal with Steve Spagnuolo and all those exotic Chief blitzes.
Oh, so exotic.
And it doesn't seem to matter when you watch the Chiefs. They find a way to trash the quarterback at the worst times. And Hurts does get sacked, and they've got to watch that. So they've got to handle the blitz. They've got to be able to have 6 guys blocking 6 guys and make it work. They did it against Washington so smoothly. You'd think they could do it all the time. It's a different test against Kansas City.
Most important unit for you, Clint Yates.
It's the Eagles wide receiver core. Just as I mentioned that Jalen Hurts is going to be the guy, who he gets it to as far as their game plan goes is going to be imperative. They did so many things on the ground against the Commanders, but every time they needed just one pass or one big play down the field and took those shots, they got them. If they're going to win this game, that's how they're going to have to do it. I don't think the Chiefs are going to allow Barkley to run roughshod. I think you're going to have to find a way for Jalen to get it to those guys, and they got to make sure they make those catches, because you could argue that every game they lost this year, the Eagles, was because of their wide receivers.
Most important unit, Courtney Cronin.
It's the Eagles' front 7. We know that Patrick Mahomes is essentially perfect when the game is on the line. We've seen what happens when the game wreckers like Jalen Carter take advantage of those moments like he did against the Rams in the divisional playoffs. And I look at someone like Nolan Smith, who's 3rd right now throughout the postseason and the regular season in pressures for this team. You know who he's going to be lined up against? Jawan Taylor, more times than not. He's led the Chiefs in allowing pressures throughout the season. It's going to come down to some well-timed up plays from Vic Fangio in this unit. And we know if Patrick Mahomes gets stopped through the air, they're going to try to lean on the run game. Well, unfortunately, in Kansas City's sake, they haven't had a 100-yard rusher since Kareem Hunt did it in Week 9. Going against this Eagles run defense, good luck.
All right. Once again, that's 3 viewing this from an Eagles perspective. Once again, it's on a tee for you. Harry Lyles, most important unit Sunday.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my Chiefs hat on here. It's all about this Chiefs defense because of the things that they're going to have to do to keep them in this football game. One, you have to slow down Saquon Barkley. He's the most consistent player on either side of this football team, or on either side of this game, rather. The other thing that you have to do by slowing him down, it's not just about necessarily limiting him. It's making it so you can have 3rd and long and 4th and long, because the other thing that you have to stop is getting the Eagles off of the field. This is one of the best teams in the NFL at converting on second and 3rd and short and 4th and short because of the tush push. So it's not just like they're any other team when it comes to stopping those things. And so that's why this Chiefs defense has to do that. You have to get them off the football field and create turnovers. The Eagles have been the best team throughout the postseason in turnover differential. You have to take the football away from them and create more opportunities for your offense.
10 takeaways, 0 giveaways for Philadelphia. Let's keep it going. Most bold prediction for Sunday around the horn. Courtney Cronin, why don't you start us off here?
I've got a good one, and I'm going to pick up what Harry was just putting down, talking about how good the Eagles are at executing the tush push, how good the Chiefs were at stopping it in the AFC Championship game. How about a fake tush push with a game-winning touchdown pass to A.J. Brown?
So you approach with the tush push, and then you pull it back. I'm down for a bold prediction. Tim Kalishaw, bold prediction Sunday.
My bold prediction is Kendrick Lamar is going to go deep into his catalog to feature To Pimp a Butterfly.
Wow.
2015
I didn't
release.
know you had this in you.
You know, a lot of people aren't looking for